where voting has started. Not long queues just yet being seen at polling booths across Maharashtra, but people waking up, especially in Haryana, and queuing up to go out and vote. In Mumbai too, you see these images. Rekha, the film actress, Ajit Pawar from Baramati, and Nawab Malik again from the NCP going out and casting their vote this morning. Interesting that Rekha came out early in the morning to cast her franchise. Mumbai has often been blamed in the past for not being enthusiastic enough, for being India's least political, most unconcerned city when it comes to elections. Will things change? Will Mumbaikars come out and vote? Remember, the markets are shut. Mumbai government offices are off. People have been given a holiday to go out and vote. Bastion of Baramati again is under siege. Opinion polls this time show that the BJP is in pole position in the 2014. And we caught up with Devinder Fadnavis, Brahmin candidate from Nagpur representing the BJP, the RSS's blue-eyed boy, former mayor of the city of Nagpur, in fact the youngest mayor of Nagpur, and now the front runner to be the next chief minister of Maharashtra in case the BJP were to get the single largest position, very close to a full majority. Here is Devinder Fadnavis speaking to Headlines Today early this morning.
देवेंद्र जी, क्या मुद्दा है यहाँ पे? क्या नरेंद्र मोदी ही एक मुद्दा है इस चुनाव में?
देखिए, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ये भारत के पंतप्रधान हैं और प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में जो क्रेडिबिलिटी उन्होंने तैयार की है, आज वही क्रेडिबिलिटी के आधार पर हम महाराष्ट्र में कह रहे हैं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी को चुनकर दीजिए, पूर्ण बहुमत दीजिए। आपने एक जगह पूर्ण बहुमत दिया तो जिस प्रकार से तेजी से सरकार काम कर रही है, महाराष्ट्र में भी आप पूर्ण बहुमत दोगे तो निश्चित रूप से मोदी जी के हाथ में हाथ डालकर उनके कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर ये सरकार चलेगी और देश के साथ महाराष्ट्र आगे जाएगा।
शिवसेना के साथ गठबंधन टूटना, आरोप आप लोगों के ऊपर लग रहा है कि आप लोगों ने थोड़ा एरोगेंसी थी बीजेपी में, जिस ढंग से सरकार बनी थी लोकसभा की, क्या नुकसान होगा या फायदा होगा?
देखिए, अब ये बात पुरानी हो चुकी है और जो कुछ हुआ है उसका फैसला 19 तारीख को जनता करेगी।
इकट्ठे लड़ते कुछ फर्क पड़ता?
मैं वही कहना चाहता हूँ कि इसका फैसला जनता करेगी। मुझे ये लगता है कि हम पूर्ण बहुमत से चुनकर आ रहे हैं और इसलिए अब हम इतिहास में नहीं जाना चाहते।
मुख्यमंत्री आप बनेंगे, आपको उम्मीद है कि एब्सोल्यूट मेजोरिटी मिलेगी? सर्वे आ रहे हैं कि सिंगल लार्जेस्ट पार्टी बनेगी बीजेपी, तो अगर एब्सोल्यूट मेजोरिटी आती है तो मुख्यमंत्री पद के दावेदार आप होंगे, और क्या अगर हंग आती है शिवसेना का सहयोग लेंगे आप?
देखिए, पूर्ण बहुमत हमको मिलने वाला है और इसलिए किसी से सहयोग का कोई विषय नहीं उठता।
That's Devinder Fadnavis, front runner to be the chief ministerial candidate. Before this election campaign began, not much was known about young Devinder Fadnavis outside of Maharashtra especially. I want to introduce our guests early this morning. Let me start by introducing Siddharth Bhatia, political analyst. We've got Sahil Joshi, our Mumbai bureau chief, Priyanka Chaturvedi from the Congress party joining us this morning. Also with us, we've got Clyde Castro from the NCP and Tuhin Sinha from the BJP. Siddharth Bhatia, we just played out Devinder Fadnavis, the seeming front-runner to be the next chief ministerial candidate. Explain to our viewers, why is Devinder Fadnavis ahead of the likes of an Eknath Khadse, Vinod Tavade, Pankaja Munde to be the number one choice to be chief minister?
Well, he's expected to be the front runner. There are 2 or 3 others also. There is the dark horse Nitin Gadkari who says he doesn't want to come. There is Mr. Tavade was in the race but no longer. And I think there is some talk about how they would also bring somebody like Pankaja Munde and elevate her or at least groom her or something.
Abhishek Bachchan and Aishwarya are speaking. Coming back to you in just a moment. They'll just come out and vote.
I don't think you should expect anything. I think you should go out and do your duty. I'll request all our fellow citizens, this is our right, this is your duty. Please come out, please vote like I just have and do your duty. You want to make a change in society, then you must come out and vote. सबसे दरखास्त करूंगा कि आप आएँ आज, वोट करें। आज वोटिंग का दिन है। हम सब इस देश के नागरिक हैं और हमारा ये फर्ज बनता है कि आके वोट करें। प्लीज आके वोट करें।
It's interesting, we saw Rekha come out and vote, Aishwarya, Abhishek. Bollywood's turning up in good numbers, leading the way as it was, Siddharth. Yes.
No, so coming back to Mr. Fadnavis, he's got a clean image. He's from Nagpur, very important. The handicap is very clear. He's a Brahmin. In Maharashtra, Brahmins do not become chief minister except in one case, and or maybe 2 if you can't go back a bit. But he's a blue-eyed boy, And
Why is he a blue-eyed boy? You know, there are others as well. You've got the Khatses, you've got the Tavades.
So
Why is Devendra Fadnavis the blue-eyed boy in your view?
Well, his Nagpur antecedents have something to do with it because he was groomed there. You remember Mr. Gadkari was actually sprung from Nagpur. He was never elected. He was made the minister here in Maharashtra, and see where his trajectory has taken him. He became the BJP president. Nobody expected him to become BJP president without a mass base. So, if you now, it is becoming more and more clear that if you are coming from Nagpur or have Nagpur's blessings, the RSS's blessings, you can go far. The handicap, as I said, Mr. Fadnavis has very, very clear
Because
that
the
his
Brahmins are
Brahminical
only say 3% of the
and
overall
more than that, the
electorate of
Marathas and
Maharashtra.
will never let the Brahmins rise for various historical reasons.
No, and you have, if the BJP is to win, Sahil, you need the OBCs to come out and vote for you. And if the OBCs feel that this is, and in any case, the BJP in Maharashtra has traditionally been perceived as being a Nagpur Brahmin party. You make Devendra Fadnavis your chief ministerial candidate, you play to that stereotype. Will that be something that knocks out Devendra Fadnavis, or do you think internally they've made up their mind, he's the man?
See, that is the reason why before election BJP has not projected anyone as the chief ministerial candidate. Now, if they are contesting because they are fighting on Narendra Modi's image, and that's why Narendra Modi is being projected here as a prime minister, as the star campaigner, and BJP is asking votes on Narendra Modi's name. So in that scenario, to have a popular chief minister, that concept is gone. So you can have a chief minister by choice. So handpicked by Narendra Modi, handpicked by RSS. So Devendra Fadnavis, as Mr. Bhatia was saying, that Devendra Fadnavis becomes an obvious choice. One is because of his clean image. Two is because he's close to RSS. And three, even Narendra Modi likes him because I was mentioning the other day that in Nagpur rally, Narendra Modi, despite Nitin Gadkari was on the stage, he made a clear statement कि नागपुर की सबसे बड़ी देन महाराष्ट्र को है तो वो देवेंद्र फडणवीस है.
This is when Gadkari was on the same stage.
This is when the Gadkari was on the same stage. So it's a big boost for Devendra Fadnavis's name. But as you said, that there is no question of projecting a OBC name at this point of time because Gopinath Munde is no more and Pankaja is just new into the politics. Yes, she will get an important portfolio if BJP government comes in. But to be a chief minister, you need a lot of more things.
Okay, I want to bring in at this time Rajdeep Sardesai, a consulting editor as well. Rajdeep, I've been surprised by the amount of support that Pankaja Munde is enjoying across Maharashtra. Several BJP leaders were telling us that they've been caught off guard as well with just the sympathy that she's arousing, the support that she's generating, caught even Amit Shah off guard. Is Devendra Fadnavis's name as the next chief ministerial candidate if the BJP were to win a shoe-in, or do you think the ball's still up in the air and could fall in any hands?
I think, Rahul, that's an interesting question, and I think much depends on what the final numbers are. I think if the BJP gets a majority on its own, then I think Devendra Fadnavis would be a natural choice. I think it would mark a generational change, the kind of generational change that at the moment the BJP wants in Maharashtra. Devendra Fadnavis is 44, so as a result you would be projecting a younger, more dynamic leader, and that's the kind of image I think the BJP wants to project for itself in Maharashtra. So if it gets a majority, then Devendra Fadnavis to my mind is a shoe-in. Even though Pankaja Munde has attracted crowd, she is at the end of the day a political debutante. She is, as Sahil says, someone who might get an important portfolio, but I don't see her becoming chief minister because that would antagonize the entire leadership of the BJP in Maharashtra. So my sense is a majority Devendra Fadnavis, but if the BJP doesn't get a majority and merely becomes single largest, Rahul, that's when the question comes in, because then you will require allies, you will require smaller parties, and then the Brahmin factor comes in, because that's when caste alliances can play a role, when an Eknath Khadse as an OBC leader could be perhaps projected by the BJP. So I think you've got to see this in the context of what the final numbers are. If it's a majority BJP, Fadnavis is the front runner. If it's a hung assembly, then I think there will be other factors, including caste arithmetic, regional arithmetic, which will play an important role in deciding who will be the choice. Then even Gadkari, even though he's a Brahmin, becomes a factor because he has more stature. So I think we have to look at all these factors, but ideally I think you're right. Narendra Modi, left to himself, would like to see Devendra Fadnavis, if the BJP gets a majority, as the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra.
And also the question is whether Nitin Gadkari is on the right side of Narendra Modi enough to be made Chief Minister of Maharashtra, even though if he's pushed and prodded hard enough, he would fly from Delhi to Mantralaya any day He'd rather be king of his own kingdom than be a very small general in an army dominated by Modi. But Priyanka Chaturvedi, is there a sense this morning in Mumbai that the Congress is on its way out? That a one-time bastion of the Congress party now runs the risk of turning into potentially another West Bengal or another Tamil Nadu?
We're pretty confident considering the work we've done. Yes, there are challenges considering how BJP has fared in the general elections. But assembly votes are not usually based on the basis of what has happened in general elections. What has happened, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What has happened in the general elections. So, and considering BJP has no face to show right now and their only manifesto is Narendra Modi with no vision to show except for Mr. Narendra Modi, when voters come out to vote, they would also want to know that who are they voting for, who is going to be their chief ministerial candidate, who is going to be leading if it's the BJP that they're going to vote for. And so this is one factor. We have a chief minister. He has a proven track record. Now I see you smiling there.
No, I'm saying I want to know, what do you make of the fact as a Congress spokesperson of the BJP creating a campaign in a state where on 160 seats they haven't even contested. They've got no organizational machinery. They've got no party structure. This is where, unlike say a West Bengal or Tamil Nadu where the Congress is weakened on the ground, in Maharashtra the Congress is still strong. Despite that, Modi's turned the campaign around himself and he's made himself the core issue on which people are voting either for or against.
No, again I'd like to mention here, Mr. Narendra Modi coming and campaigning does not ensure that they've got grassroots workers in rural areas of Maharashtra. Congress has been pretty strong there, Shiv Sena up to an extent. So they breaking away from the Shiv Sena would be a huge challenge even when voters come out to vote. So as of now, I would see even in Maharashtra, urban voters might look at BJP as an option, but in rural areas, lots of other factors come into play and they do not have the ground support as much as Narendra Modi or the BJP would like to
I
believe.
was in Baramati with the Election Express over the weekend, and for the first time we saw farmers of Baramati speaking out openly against Pawar. When we've travelled in previous elections, people have been very scared. When the cameras would go off, they'd come and complain about water not being there, not enough irrigation, but they'd never speak in front of the cameras. For the first time, Clyde, we saw voters in Baramati feel empowered enough to speak out openly against Sharad Pawar. Is that a sign, in your view, of the bastion being under attack? Whether it crumbles in this election or not, we don't know, but the bastion of Baramati also is under attack.
It's not a question of being attacked or whatever. What it brings out to you is that there is a freedom in Baramati. And from the opposition kept talking about in Baramati the people are pressurized or that's why they are not talking. But look, they are talking. So it's you have to understand that there is democracy prevailing there too. It's not like what others have been talking. There's other factors.
No, but we were in Masalwadi village. It's the same village where Ajit Pawar had infamously remarked that if you don't vote for Supriya Sule, I'll beat you up. So that's the level of freedom he gives.
That's again questionable. There's no proof to that. People can come out with things they want to say. I can say something you said.
This was on video, wasn't it?
No, it was not.
The video in which Ajit Pawar wasn't seen, but his voice people could hear his voice.
As you know, Sai, you're here in Mumbai. I mean, all the people around you are like a good.
No, but the question here remains, Rahul. The question here remains, Rahul, is that just now what Priyanka was mentioning, that she was suddenly started saying that Shiv Sena has a stronghold in the rural areas. They have a cadre. Just on 12th of this October, Sharad Pawar was praising Uddhav Thackeray for having a superb campaign. I don't understand why suddenly the Congress and the NCP has started praising Shiv Sena for their cadre, for their rather than BJP. Is it that?
No, but this raises an important question.
Yeah.
And I want to put that question to Rajdeep, that if the BJP were to win despite a weak organizational structure, would this be the beginning of the end of regional forces in Maharashtra, the likes of an MNS, a Shiv Sena, and NCP, facing a severe threat to their existence going forward, because the BJP comes from virtually nowhere? And if the polls are proven to be correct and takes over the state, where does that leave the lives of an Uddhav Thackeray, a Raj Thackeray, and a Sharad Pawar? Rajdeep?
Rahul, I think they will have to reinvent. They cannot fight the politics in the traditional manner. I see what is happening in Maharashtra today as a replica of what happened in Uttar Pradesh in the Lok Sabha elections. The BJP has done in Maharashtra what it did in Uttar Pradesh. They have used Narendra Modi at the top and they have built local caste alliances at the bottom, and they have played the card of development and governance. Now the traditional regional parties like the Shiv Sena, MNS have spoken about regional asmita. They've spoken about Modi being an outsider, about Gujaratis coming into Maharashtra. They've even used words like Afzal Khan's army. Now that kind of old style of regional chauvinism, appealing to the Marathi Manus, appealing to Marathi pride, I think is subject to the law of diminishing returns. So they also need to modernize themselves. They are also going to have to provide identity plus politics. You can't now have only identity politics. You have to have identity plus politics. The NCP is a little different. I think the NCP's problem is that they have been in the power for the last 15 years, and the perception is that the party has got corrupted over these 15 years. People who have risen to the top in the party have made large amounts of money. So there is anger against the NCP like there was against Samajwadi Party. So NCP is facing the Samajwadi Party problem, and parties like MNS and parties like Shiv Sena are facing the problem that a BSP faced in UP. I am seeing Maharashtra increasingly, Rahul, looking in this election like what happened in UP in the Lok Sabha.
No, and it would be an incredible success story. It would be the triumph of audacity to believe that you can pull off such an audacious attempt by severing ties with the Shiv Sena just weeks ahead of the election, build a campaign within a space of weeks and actually lead the party to victory. If it were to happen, of course, would really be the triumph of audacity. And it creates the possibility of a fundamental realignment in Indian politics over the next 5 years, where, as was the case in the late 70s and the early 80s, when psephologists spoke of an index of opposition unity to try and counter Indira Gandhi and try and beat the Congress. Going forward, the key test will be the index of opposition unity to Modi. Can the likes of, say, Nitish, Lalu, Rahul come together like they did in Bihar to counter the Modi juggernaut? It worked successfully in Bihar. Will that be the model for states like Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh also? We'll talk about that. We'll also get you all the latest pictures of polling in Maharashtra, and we'll focus once again on Haryana.